Today I'm going to show you how to crochet a basket weave stitch. And this is really the beginning of a scarf for me. So I'm going to first chain 24. I've already done my slip knot, my slip stitch. I'm going to do 1, 2, all right, once I do that, I'm going to go back 1, 2, 3. I'm going to leave a chain of 3, and I'm going to do a double crochet in the 4th stitch from my hook. All right, so that's my first double crochet. I'm going to double crochet all the way to the end. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then I made a 21st, which is kind of going to end our piece. Now I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to go back, and I should have basically 21 posts plus my turning chain at the end. Okay, so I chain 2 right here. I turn to my work, and now I'm going to skip this one. Okay, that was my extra one, my 21st post, but it's kind of going to be my frame a little bit, and you'll see how that turns out. I'm going to do a front post double crochet around this first post right here. Okay, so I did a double crochet right there. Okay, I'm going to do a front post double crochet again. Do that 4 times. That's the second, third, and a 4th one. Okay, so that's 4 double front post double crochet. Now this time I'm going to switch and do a back post double crochet. So instead of going this way, I'm going to go behind my work and grab that post. It's a little awkward at first, but you get used to it. All right, I'm going to do 4 of those. So again, now I'm going to wrap yarn over, and I'm going to go through the back of this next post and do a double crochet. It's a back post double crochet. A 3rd one and a 4th one. Okay, now once I have that, you can see how it starts to look. You can see those 4, those are the front post double crochet. If I turn it over, you can see the back post. Notice this little texture, this little line taking form. That's kind of the top of our chain that you see emerging. All right, so now after I did the 4 back post double crochet, I'm gonna go and do 4 front posts in the next front post, and you start to see the pattern forming. It's a little tricky at first to get started, but then becomes very obvious, and you're really doing the same thing over and over again. The hard part for me is actually the ends of the row. I have to remember what to do at the ends of the row. So I just finished my 4th front post double crochet. Now I'm going to the back again, going around the next one. Okay, and just stop and examine your work periodically. Make sure it looks right, make sure it looks consistent. The great thing about crochet, if you mess up, you can take it out. You just unravel it and start again. Matter of fact, in figuring out this pattern, I have unraveled this same yarn multiple times. I actually made my scarf in a gray, but I'm demonstrating with this color because it's easier to see a lighter color so you can understand the pattern. It's a little tricky. All right, so I just finished my 4 back. Now I'm going to the front again. Okay, I'm tangling my yarn here. And my last front post crochet. Okay. All right, so I just finished my 4th. All right, so I want you to look at this. I have 4 here. So right here, remember we had a turning chain. We chained 3 there. And then we have our 4 front posts, 4 back posts, 4 front posts, 4 back posts, 4 front posts. All right, and there's kind of the end of that 4th one. Now remember, that was our turning chain here where we turned. So we're going to do another double crochet in the top of that chain, and you'll see why that's important. And I actually had to kind of figure that out. It took me a while to figure out, why are we doing that? I like to not just replicate something. I like to figure out a pattern and do it. Actually, I'm going to go through both those loops. And I actually like to do it so I understand the pattern. I'm not just mindlessly doing something that, you know, and following something, but kind of see the math involved in it. All right, we're gonna do it this way. All right, there we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, so finish that. I'll turn my work. So I did kind of just a double crochet in that turning chain in the top stitch of that. And I'm gonna chain 2. And now I want to keep my pattern consistent. I'm building on this. Those front posts, now that we've reversed our pattern, are now back posts. So I'm going to go and grab the first one. And notice I am skipping where I did that double crochet. That's kind of a border or a frame, a little bit, the edging. So I'm going to do a back post to continue on that look. Okay, so let's stop and look for just a minute. So you can see that pattern taking shape. So I'm basically continuing, I'm making those 4 posts even longer, taller, so to speak. Okay, so now I'm back to where these were back posts, but now that we've reversed the pattern, we're going to go front post. Again, it's a little tricky. Sometimes I have to stop and stretch my work just to make sure I can see it properly. Okay. Third one. And the 4th one. Okay, so you start to see the pattern emerging. All right, now I'm going to do the 4 back posts. Just stop and check your pattern every now and then. Make sure you're not doing something crazy. I've been known to do that before. Okay, so I just finished my 4th back post crochet. You can really see the pattern shaping up here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do another double crochet in the top of this stitch. All right, so let me pick that up right there. That's a little tricky. Almost the ends to me are harder than everything else. So there we go. There we go. Okay. I meant to get my hook through there. Okay, so we finished that off with a double crochet in the top of that, Billy, that's your turning chain from the previous row. All right, so we just finished row 3. We're going to chain 2, and we flipped over our work. You can really start to see the pattern emerging. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to continue on. We are now starting row 4. All right, so I've already chained 2, so now I'm going back in. Remember, there's my 4 posts, so I'm going to do a front post double crochet to start row 4. Continue that. And kind of stretch out my pattern just so I can make sure I'm going in the right place. And then that's the end. That's my 4th. And again, we're going to do a double crochet in the top of that chain. All right. Somehow that's almost harder than anything else to me today. All right. And then there we go. Finish out that row. Okay. So we did, again, a double crochet in the top of that chain. That was from our turning chain from last row. Chain 2, flip over your work. Look at this, looking pretty good. Now we just finished row 4. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna transition, okay? We're gonna transition in row 5. It's a little bit trickier. So whereas before we were continuing on and making these, if we were to continue on, we'd make these taller. So when we flip our work, now we're gonna start with a front post double crochet, and you're really gonna see the pattern this time. So we're kind of reversing it, so to speak. And it'll be obvious in a minute. 3rd one. And the 4th one. Okay, look what's happening. We're starting to get that woven look, all right? So now, these are on the front, these posts. So now we're gonna go to the back because we need to change the look. That gives it that basket weave look. Oops. Okay, let me pull some yarn. Okay. Okay, that's 2. Three. And 4. Okay, let's take a moment to examine. See what's happening? See how it changes, and we're starting to change the direction, which is kind of neat, I think. Okay, so now we're going front post here. But I love creating a pattern, something with texture from yarn. Just taking a ball of yarn or skinny yarn and creating something beautiful. And I love doing that. That's just fascinating to me. All right, so really notice our pattern. See how it's changing? We've changed it up here and it starts to look like that basket weave. Now we're gonna finish up this row with 4 front post crochet. Again, we're on row 5, according to my pattern anyway. You can get my pattern online. It's in this blog post. Search basket weave scarf on lifewithneilandsuze.com. Okay, and we have 4 right there. So again, remember, we're going to do a double crochet in the top of this chain. There we go. Finishes off that row. Gives it a nice clean finish. And let's stop and just look at what we have here so you can really see the pattern coming to life. And as I said, I made my scarf in a beautiful gray, but I did this, and here's this is what my scarf is in, this beautiful gray, kind of a light gray with a little bit of texture. And notice just how beautiful that is. I love that look. But I did this for demonstration purposes. Although I love this blue, it'd make a beautiful scarf too. I did this just so you could see it in a lighter color. It's, to me, when you have less texture and just a lighter color, it's easier to see. All right, so we have finished row 5. We're gonna chain 2 and then of course turn our work. And now we're on row 6. And again, you want to continue on now this pattern. So you're going to start with back crochet. Now look very carefully. See where I'm going to go? Watch where I'm going to go. I'm going to go through the back over that first post. Pull it through and carry on. Okay, let's do it again. That's the first. Let's do the second. But look at that, isn't that beautiful? I love that. Then I'm gonna chain 2, turn it, and guess what? We're gonna start on row 7. So again, we're gonna do front post double crochet. Again, kind of stretch it open. See where those holes are? That tells me the perfect spot for me to go to begin row 7. I'm gonna carry on, and then we're gonna turn it one more time. You'll see. I want you to get the full effect so you're not confused by this. Okay, all right, look what we have. Looking good. Okay, so now, again, I'm gonna do my double crochet in the top of that, my turning chain from the previous row. And then let's try that again. Sorry. Every now and then you get off, and that's okay. All right. And I just like to, if I'm not sure if I've done the right stitch or done the right way, I like to just take it out and do it over again, because I just want to make sure I don't have a mistake in there. Sometimes your mistakes can be hidden, but sometimes they're not, and I just like to know I'm doing the right. Okay, so look, check it out, check it out, check it out. Looks good. All right. So now we're going to crochet again, chain 2, turn our work. All right. And we're doing pretty good here. Now we're gonna go we're starting row 8, back post double crochet, you make it this far, you are home free. Again, if you can't see, you feel a little bit lost, like, wait a minute, what number was that? And am I going the right? Just stop and kind of stretch your work. And that always gives me clarity. Okay. All right, look at that. That's really shaping up. Now let's finish up row 8. Chain twice. Okay. Turn our work. All right. So guess what? All right. Now on row 9, we're going to transition again. Remember how we transitioned right here after row 4? Well, we're going to transition again. So this time on row 8, we're going to go back post double crochet. All right, so here we go, and you're going to see where the pattern is changing again to give us that woven look. And again, stretch out your pattern so you can really see what you're doing. Okay, get some yarn going here. Okay, so you can see where we're switching again. Okay, that was the first 2. Going this one. So really notice, see the difference of where your pattern's really picking up. All right, you can start to see the transition. Let's finish up this row. This. All right, so notice that every few rows you're going to change. It's in the pattern, and you create that beautiful textured basket weave look. I just love the look, and I think you will too. So thank you for letting me share this with you. Carry on, and just every few rows you're going to change up. Just pay attention to your rows, and happy crocheting. Click the link in the description to see the corresponding blog post. For more DIY home improvement projects, visit lifewithneelandsuze.com.